That is where I'm at. Let's get to the pads. And I would like it if Coach Norvell would, and Coach, if you're listening, just text me. Just text me. Let me know when you're going to have an inordinate amount of special teams practice. Just give a brother a heads up. I'll come later. I don't need to be there for all that. That's great. I know you got to work on it. It's as they say, offense, defense, special teams. But I'm good, man. I'm good. Just call me when you're going to be doing a whole lot of offense, defense. There we go. I don't need to see the techniques of special teams.
Yeah, you walk away from a special teams segment faster than most people do. Times Square when people are handing out pamphlets.
Yeah,
you're like, I'll be back. How long is this going for? All right, I'll be back in 15 minutes, guys.
I don't know. Well, look, here's the deal. I do watch when there are opportunities to catch punts. I'm watching that like a hawk. I'm locked in on the punt catching, Tom. If you're going to be punting and catching, I'm watching that. But kickoffs in the indoor practice facility, no, man. No, I'm not doing that. And I don't need to see Coach Papuchis breaking down the lanes and no. I'm good. I'm gonna guess that these guys will figure that out this year. If they don't, then he'll have to get fired. That's a pretty straightforward situation.
Reassigned, reassigned right. Because he does well on the recruiting trail and he's fine for the DNs, but just you take that title away. I
would have probably already taken the title away after last year.
Yeah, you name him associate head coach, so it's a lateral little switcherooski. Well, he's one of the few guys that you'd say who is pulling their weight on the trail. Like, of course, it's Atkins on the medal stand. Odell doing a really good job, as always. Mm-hmm. Papuchis. Beyond that, so if you've only got a few dudes that you think are doing okay on the trail, you keep them.
The weird thing is, why don't we get into that for a second? I have a sense that there is some frustrations with, and that's going to be an omnipresent thing with recruiting until they start winning games. You're just going to never really know for sure if you've got a kid, especially at a high-profile position. If Florida State is competing now, we have seen some successes even within the realm of competing against the upper crust. Which is somewhat surprising. I guess that's the one thing. If you're looking for a nugget of hope, where would you find it? Well, in that they've been able to get this many people to come visit this weekend in the end of July is kind of a minor miracle, given that they haven't had a winning record in some time.
Yeah, 41 by last night's count. That's what Michael had it at.
So that's a lot, man. That's a lot, and some big names there, and they're going to get some yeses. I get that if you're not seeing a quarterback, you go, well, what's going on there? You and I talked off the air earlier today. I think this is important to point out because I agree with you. It's not as dire as it would be ordinarily because of the transfer portal and because of what goes on now, the math the kids do. It just sucks that Ohio State decided to take an interest in the quarterback that we wanted, because Ohio State doesn't miss on quarterbacks. And I can't blame that kid. Like, if you're a quarterback and Florida State offers you, and I'm biased, I mean, of course, Florida State offered. But Ohio State, kind of not messing around at quarterback over the last long period of years, and they're just churning them out. And so when that happens, you kind of go, well, you're not going to get that kid.
I know that we're all tired of Alabama. We're all tired of Clemson. I'm especially tired of Ohio State. They are the program that is more annoying than any program in America to me, because they're like the Packers with Favre and Rodgers. They've 30 years of really good quarterback play. Ohio State's been good since before I was in college. It hasn't stopped. Think about it. Everybody's had a lull. Alabama was a late arriver. They've been really good for 15 consecutive years, elite for 15 years. I mean, it's borderline Florida State from 88 to 2000.
Well, but it's not, because
but it's not.
Nobody's done that.
Correct.
Yes,
and if Florida State had a 14 playoff in that span, how many titles would we have?
Oh, yeah.
A lot more than just the 3 that we stand at as a program right now, and 2 in that stretch. Ohio State, my God. I mean, Tressel gets in trouble. He gets fired. They go get Urban. They hand it off, and apparently Day is awesome. I mean, Christmas, man. It's crazy. They came out of nowhere. They were getting smoked by Michigan every year in the 90s.
Yeah, then that stopped.
And just it never turned around.
That stopped abruptly,
I know
sir.
Michigan made the playoff last year, but like that's so when you're what are the outliers? In Michigan, Ohio State, tit for tat. It's like last year, that's it.
We do the thing you and I do where every now and then our age difference comes into play. Maybe I don't feel that you do, because I always thought of Ohio State as perpetually overrated because of John Cooper's career. And Cooper became the head coach after Earl Bruce, who also never lit the world on fire. A bunch of 3-loss seasons almost every year. In fact, I just pulled it up right now. Earl Bruce started in 1980. He started in 79. But anyway, we'll start in the modern era. I'll call it 1980 on. 9-3, 9-3, 9-3, 9-3, 9-3. How about my memory? 9-3, 9. All 9. That's what they did. Every year they lost 3 games. And then finally they told Earl, look, man, this 9-3 ain't it. And he went 6-4-1. They went, you're out. That's it. So they hired John Cooper, who went 4-6-1 his first year. And then so Tom, to the point, here you go, buddy. Here's John Cooper, who talked a ton of smack before getting pounded by us in the Sugar Bowl. He was certain that they were going to beat Florida State. That didn't happen. But here's Cooper from 88 to 2000. 4-6-1, 8-4, 7-4-1, 8-4, 8-3-1. Hey, sprinkling in a nice little 10-1-1, 9-4, 11-2, 11-1, 10-3, 11-1, 6-6, 8-4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seasons in which they lose 4 or more games. So I never looked at them the way that you're looking at them, because in my developmental years, high school on into when I went off to college, people would talk about Ohio State like they were this thing. And I'm like, man, I didn't see Woody Hayes other than when he was on the sideline punching a Clemson player and losing his mind and getting fired. I didn't see, so to me, Ohio State spent 30, 25 years of just being whatever. Now, for you, Jim Tressel, even Tressel, that's 7-5, big year. 2002, we know what happened there, 14-0,
and ever since. And if you combine it with Cooper, because 3 of the last 5 years for Cooper were good record-wise. So for more than 60% of my years on this earth, probably 75 to 80% when I was a sports fan and I really could know things and read the sports page and understand what I'm looking at, they've always been a 10-win team. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, so in the Big Ten, like them in Michigan, you would say to yourself, yeah, that they're going to be good. Michigan hasn't been good in a long time, other than last year.
Right.
It's been a minute. But I don't know. I just, you're right. Tressel did a good job.
I'm so sick of Ohio
It was more
State.
annoying with Urban Meyer. 12-0, 12-2, 14-1, 12-1, 11-2, 12-2, 13-1. Those were impressive seasons. That son of a bitch, that guy, he's the worst of the worst as human beings go,
right,
and was also authoring 14 and 13 win seasons.
But we were only getting to know Urban Meyer in the beginning when Jim Tressel had 5 or 6 years established of just kicking ass. And again, yes, they would get to the playoff. They'd take a spot in the BCS title game and get waxed, and you'd hate them for it. Like, this is a wasted spot. They're not going to do anything. But that dude was the vest, the smug, smarmy, superior vest. And
who got the shaft in retrospect.
Indeed he did.
He got the shaft.
Indeed he did. For tattoos and books.
It was nothing. It was nothing. That guy's got to be looking around like, seriously? That's the way I feel all the time when I think about tainted title and the stupid-ass Sports Illustrated cover. Like, really? You guys are worried about a hookup? Like some shirts and things?
They are.
Really? This is what we're doing around here? Come on, man. Yeah, just frustration when you look at what was considered to be scathing and slanderous back in the day compared to what goes on in the world of college football now. Ryan Day is eminently more likable, by the way, and he's a good coach, unfortunately. I would thought, man, you can't just keep it going.
Right. They couldn't have let Urban implode Ohio State the way he did Florida. They got out just in time.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I was hoping. When he got hired, all right, they're going to burn twice as hot, this bulb that is Ohio State. But then finally, we're going to see them lose 7 or 8 games in a season. It never happened. Damn it.
All right, so let's talk about our team here and a couple of things to clean up from yesterday's show. And by clean up, I want to clarify some things. And I get it now when I look back and people emailed me and tweeted me and a couple of friends texted me. So one thing I said yesterday I might have said it the other day when you were here. I don't remember, but I said something to the extent of Micah Pittman is going to be a star. I don't mean in college football. I don't mean Micah Pittman's a star in college football, as in that guy is going to be on the lips of college football analysts across the country.
Blitnikoff finalist.
No, that's not what I'm saying. Within this receiving core, he is a star. He is the guy that from spring to where we are now has continued to show the repeated ability to get open time and again, and when not open, make really tough catches. So he's a guy that I think he's a rising star within our receiving core. So that's what I'm talking about. And then that's funny, Swiss Irish. I hope everybody has an idea that.
Yeah, that's a reference to yesterday's show. Otherwise, that would seem cruel.
I'm not easily offended. Nothing bothers me really too much, so I'm not worried about it. But anyhow,
Ohio State's still good. I'm offended.
So okay, Micah Pittman is a star within this receiving core, which is not. I guess that's not overly complimentary because this is not a great receiving core. But I like Micah. Now, so just so you know, I don't think he's an elite receiver in the country. I just think he's a good player for us. The hope in my voice that you heard yesterday, I'm gonna read a text. Mutual friend of ours this morning was catching back up on the show, and he said to me, it made me laugh. He goes, he was asking if I wanted to go for beers this weekend, right? Imagine that. Somebody's asking if I want to go have a few beers with him.
What did you say?
Yes, I'd be happy to have a few beers.
There you go.
So he said, I heard real hope in your voice yesterday for the first time in years. Did you deduce that in my voice yesterday when I talked about this?
Yeah, well, I think also sometimes the audience for the show is not the same as for all Warchant TV offerings. And it should be. Subscribe to the channel, damn it. Mm-hmm. But the day before after practice, it was Wednesday afternoon. There was hope in your voice then. So it didn't surprise me in yesterday's show from 1 to 3 that you had said hope, because you were pumped about the offensive line walking out of practice number 1 saying, okay, we've got numbers, not just in terms of body weights and reach and those kinds of numbers. We physically have enough dudes to conduct a practice around here. So, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's right. There is real hope in my voice. The hope is that they're equipped to compete, against some of the better defensive lines that they're going to face. They finally have an offensive line that allows them to compete at the level that Florida State should always compete at, and that we've been clamoring to get to for some time. Like, I've been tired of having, and I described it as such, that I'm tired of having to twist myself in knots to explain a way or a possibility for a team to win 7-8 games. I'm tired of having to find all of the silver linings every day. Well, if this works out and then that kind of thing, right? This is the first camp in a long time where I think that the margin for error has grown. They don't have to be perfect in everything that they do to overcome all of the shortcomings that they've possessed in previous seasons. Like, they have a little bit more margin for error, both from a depth standpoint and a talent standpoint. They're not devoid of talent. Now, they're not stock full of it either. Don't get me wrong. This isn't a team that is anywhere near a playoff caliber football team. They're not anywhere close to that. And when you are that, when you are Georgia or Alabama, whomever, Ohio State aforementioned, and you attend those practices, it's reminiscent of when we attended practices in 2013, 2014, where you go, Jesus, they've got an abundance of riches around here. I mean, if that guy doesn't pan out, that dude's really good. That guy right there could start tomorrow if it wasn't for that guy who's going to play in the NFL. That's when you know you're loaded, when you are able to stockpile the kind of talent that would start anywhere else in the country but has to wait their turn behind the 2 NFL linemen in front of them, right? Like that kind of thing. We're not even close to that. Not even close. But we are finally at a place where we have enough talent that the margin for error is much greater. Now, there are still areas on this football team that are going to be the reason that we can only hope to be 8-4 or 9-3, best case scenario, right? I mean, like if you're still projecting 3-4 losses on a season, then you're admitting through that A, obviously you're playing a challenging schedule, but B, that there are shortcomings, that there are areas that you're not in love with, just almost by definition. If I say somebody's going to lose 4 or 5 times in a year, I don't think they're great. I just think that they're decent. And I think that's true. I think for us, for me, I'm going to tell you time and again until I see something to change my mind, and maybe I will. I mean, hope springs eternal this time of year. It's a hopeful time of year. Practice just began. We're not even in pads yet. Maybe I'll get there. But I'm going to need to see another couple of guys in the receiving corps step up. I think they're weak at wide receiver. I think they're weak. I think that that's not an area that they have a lot of difference makers. They've got some guys that are serviceable, some others that are slightly above average, but they don't have any. You're not going to sit back and be like, oh man, that guy can change a game. They really don't have any game changers at wide receiver.
But they're in an infinitely better place than they were last year at receiver. Last year they didn't have guys who could get open, period.
They don't have a lot of guys that can get open now. They have some guys that are better. Okay, both things can be true. You're right. They're better than they were last year at wide receiver. That is correct. I agree with you. They don't have a lot of difference makers there, though. That's how bad they were last year. They were, I mean, if you remember last year.
Who could be a good receiver for you, though? Time in the pocket. That's going to help.
That's true.
And
he'll have more of it.
More of it.
He'll have more of it.
It won't be in abundance.
Yeah, he'll have more of it. That is correct. You give these guys a greater opportunity and more time, quite literally, more time to get open. That is true. And it's possible. Listen, Kentron Portier had a good day yesterday. He played well. He practiced well, played well. I don't know. Is that a sign that he's on the verge of kind of breaking out and figuring it out, having the light bulb go off? Maybe. Now, he's not going to suddenly run a 4.2, but he is still a guy.
Right. He's technical, though. He's technically sound.
Right. So, that's good. I mean, maybe you have another guy that when you put in the game can make some plays. He's dependable. Maybe. We'll see. I'm not willing to declare that just yet. He had a good practice yesterday. We'll see how he does with pads come on. Had a pretty good spring, too, mainly with Tate, but he had a pretty good spring. I think Micah Pittman's going to straight up make plays, period. He had a rough day yesterday with the drops. Was really hard on himself. Love the competitor that he is, though. He cares deeply. He cares very, very deeply. Johnny Wilson made 2 contested catches yesterday that caught my eye because I've been critical of his ability to catch the football. So if my man's going to make those kinds of catches and utilize what he has, which is a 6'7" body and a catch radius that should serve you well in any contested matchup, anytime you're both going up for the football. He's not going to run away from people, so he's going to have to make contested catches. So good. I mean, he did that yesterday. He made one against Duke Cooper, and he made one against Zarya Thomas. Both those guys can play. So
it'll be fun to see when the pads come on, too, if that continues or not. There were some times in spring, and you weren't there. But there were some times in spring where it happened. Down the middle, I remember a deep post from Travis and a couple other throws that were, little ends at 8 to 10 yards, but it was about separation and using your body to do that. And I saw some signs. So I'll be interested to see, because the defensive backs, Jamie Robinson, chief among them, were raving about PRPs. That's great and all. That's like what we're watching now.
Yeah.
It's just they aren't wearing helmets either. But you put the pads on. If he chooses, it was like Kelvin Benjamin in the second quarter of the 2013 Florida game. Oh, wait a minute. I can use this ability I have because they're not going to throw flags on every play. I can separate with my strength. If that ever arrives between his ears, then you've got something there.
I'll comment on something Mike Norvell said yesterday that stood out to me. And when he said it, I just found myself nodding. I agreed with it. It's a positive aspect. And it's something to be excited about. Early on in practice, most things are going to be positive. There hasn't been enough practices, reps, no reps with pads on for us to be negative about. I'll tell you when I see something negative. I just said it. Micah Pittman dropped the ball twice yesterday, 3 times really, actually, and that's not good. But he's never had that problem before. It's just a bad day at the office.
He has built-in equity. He'll be okay.
Yeah, that's what everybody said too. It's kind of funny. We were sitting there, we're all looking at each other after he dropped it. I said to the folks that I was standing by, well, that's a good sign. We're all shocked. Everybody was. When he dropped the sure touchdown, everybody's like, what in the world? We wouldn't have been shocked if Johnny had dropped it. We would have been like, There's a problem. That's what I'm saying. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
You were always more than my mom. You were my role model, my best friend, and biggest supporter. You filled my days with unconditional love. And you also prepared for the day when you couldn't be here. Because of the woman you were back then, I'm able to be the woman I am now. Your planning made this moment possible.
Set your family up for life. Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance. Your friends for life.
This is Andy Cohen. When I was a law enforcement officer, I devoted my life to a career of service and protection. Who's protecting you? Give me a call. 850-671-FARM. That's 671-FARM. Helping you is what we do best.
Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi. Not licensed to do business in all 50 states.
If you're hearing this right now and you or someone you know is active military, a veteran, police officer, firefighter, nurse, or a teacher, turn up the volume and listen to this. My friend Shannon with Legendary Home Loans has a hometown hero loan program designed to make a difference to those who make a difference. When it's time to buy a new home, he will waive all lender fees for all hometown heroes. That's a $1,600 value right out of the gate. Also, if you decide to use their preferred title company for their closing, you'll be saving another $600. That's $2,200 in discounts right off the top. That's like 20 tanks of gas in your car. And today, more than ever, it's important to save as much money as you can, wherever you can. So if you or someone you know is active military, veteran, police officer, firefighter, nurse, or a school teacher, and looking to buy a new home, choose Shannon Young, Legendary Home Loans, and ask about their Hometown Heroes program. Call 844-FSU-LOAN or just visit FSUHomeLoans.com. That's FSUHomeLoans.com.
Equal housing lender. NMLS number 2270146.
Hearth and Patio wants you to know now is the time to start thinking about your fireplaces. Yes, we know that temperatures are going to be in the mid to upper 90s for the next couple of months. But now is the time to start thinking about upgrading those fireplaces. Not going to be using them? Get those fireplaces upgraded now. They can repair all makes and models of fireplaces. 850-727-4282. That's 850-727-4282. Or visit them online at hearthpatiotallahassee.com.
When you need a plumber quick, how long is an acceptable time to have to wait?
Yeah, hey, it's the Millers again. Just calling you about our little plumbing problem.
2 hours?
Hey, we were hoping you can get here soon because the water is getting really bad. I mean, please hurry.
4 hours?
I know you said you were on your way, but, honey, tell the kids to tread water.
8 hours?
Don't worry about us. We're fine.
At M&L Plumbing, you'll never have to wait long for quality, dependable service right when you need it. At M&L Plumbing, we listen to our customers, and our qualified technicians aim to achieve 100% customer satisfaction. So the next time you need plumbing work or repairs, think of the name M&L Plumbing, your local plumbing experts, commercial or residential. Give us a call, 850-575-9393, or visit us online at mndlplumbing.com. M&L Plumbing, for all of your plumbing needs.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
This again today. They're off on Saturday, and then we roll on in on Sunday. Very quickly, we'll note and say thank you to Chad He writes, we're going to make it to at least 8 W's. I can feel it in my plums.
Woo! I can feel it all the way down in my plums.
That's what you do, Chad. Thank you. Beverages for the boys, he writes. And we gave you the woo. For sure.
Plus the plums. It was the real Ric Flair and a fake Ric Flair character.
That's well done.
Kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really well done. Yeah. Or a character based on.
Oh, yeah. At least a hairdo.
Through and through. Well, and also the woo, all of it. Yeah, it was glorious. Imagine the moment that he came to that realization. I'm just going to do this. And it's perfect.
What if we had a BMW dealer who was like Ric Flair wannabe?
Yeah.
Let's go with it. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially as played by you. Let's go. Yeah, it's perfect. It never gets old watching the outtakes from that.
Also that his son's name is Gabriel. I mean, that's perfect.
Yeah, it is perfect. So frustration, I guess, at the quarterback position from recruiting standpoint. I'm just going to hold out hope that he'll be the backup at Ohio State and say, well, this is for the birds. I'm going to go to Florida State.
And or it occurs to him he's the backup plan and we're kicking ass in November. He says, hey, Mike, what do you think?
Yeah.
Me, you? Huh? We left on good terms, didn't we?
So really quickly, Mike said yesterday, I wrote down, I got my notes, gang. I like the old school pad.
The Steno pad.
I like the old school pad. I write my stuff out. Ira's got a fancy iPad that he writes out and curses at the mic. Just have a pad. That's the point. I've got an iPad. I don't use it to write my stuff.
I'm going today. I'm bringing the book.
Well, I've got my pad.
Yeah, the book has pages. It's more like you.
Mm-hmm.
Just leather bound.
Ooh, you got a fancy pad.
It's an Orange Bowl gift. I don't know what year that's from.
I got a fancy computer bag that I bring to you.
And
guys, don't you
when
think
did
that's
you get
nice?
your law degree?
I've had this thing for a long time. Isn't it nice? It's fancy. Ooh, fancy.
Director, quick on the trigger.
I really like this one. Yeah, it's leather, buddy. You know what I like to do? I like to smell it.
Yeah.
It smells great.
Yep.
Anyhow.
It's like having your glove in the outfield or in the
forget
infield,
about
right?
it. Yeah, all the
Between
time with
pitches,
the glove. All the time.
It never got old.
I also always chewed on the little strings there.
Yep.
Yeah, had to. Well, the salt.
And when it would mix with the smell of the baseball.
Oh, man. They should have that scent in a Yankee candle. If you could put that, because they did freshly mowed grass.
Right.
Years ago, before they
or a
came up,
Met candle, it's richer and it's going to be better. In the
before
years to come.
they came up with freshly mowed grass, I used to say all the time, can we get a candle that smells like fresh cut grass? And then they did it. They did it. Enough people clamored for it, I guess. I want a leather baseball glove, worn out, been used a little bit, been out there for some time.
They call it the mitt.
Seen some things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want my wife to say that she's, not that she often goes, but certainly more than I would. Hey, I'm running up to the mall to get some. Oh, hey, swing by the Yankee candle store there and get the mitt. Get the mitt.
I hear they got a double strength one. It's called Twin Killing.
So yesterday, I'm on my notepad here. Mike said after practice that he thinks that the communication and the size, length, and speed of this defense all better than a year ago. He's right. He's right. They are longer, more athletic, and man, do they talk it up. Their communication is worlds better. Part of that is Jamie Robinson. Part of that is Tatum Bethune and the veteran presence on this defense, just really across the board. I saw Amari Gaynor yesterday doing this. I saw really just a lot of guys. Because if you think about all the experience you have in the interior and then up the gut, you've got an experienced linebacker who's really in tune with what they're trying to run and is not afraid to communicate it. And he's been that way since he got here from UCF. And then, of course, the back end, you've got veteran presence again and guys that are confident.
To exemplify it, I'll go back to spring very briefly. It was one of the final days of spring practice, and I'm just talking about buy-in. It's not specifically this player, because when his name comes up, everybody says, oh, has it happened for him? It was Travis J., who you would think, given the way his career has gone, maybe he mentally checks out. He did not in spring.
He has not.
As he's still in fall, okay, he's locked in.
Had a good practice yesterday.
I think it was McCall or Thomas. It was one of the freshmen in coverage, man on man, and Jay was shading over or playing safety or slot corner, whatever it is. And the ball's in the air, and he yells because he sees that his teammate's back is to the football. Ball, ball, ball. His teammate turns around, picks it off. He mobs. I think it was McCall. He mobs McCall, celebrates with him. And I'm just like, wow, if that's a third or fourth team guy at this point, he's getting buried on the depth chart, and he still cares that much at the end of spring. So the camp is over. You've done what you've done. That portends of really good things in the fall because the starters are always going to be bought in. But what about the other guys?
So it's funny. I had a guy bring up Travis J to me, not yesterday, day before, and he was saying, do you think we're ever going to get anything out of that guy? And I said, it would be a pity not to. And we were both kind of nodding our heads because if you go to practice, I'll just tell you guys this, not everybody obviously can go to practice. So one of the benefits of going is when you sit there and see the communication of which I speak, and you kind of, the little hidden moments between players, and you can find out which guys are doing a real good job of being a good teammate. Just being a good teammate. Just like there's a lot to being a good football player, and that's part of it. It's a small part, but it's a part. So you can watch some of that. And I saw some moments yesterday that made me happy, made me smile. It's better than the alternative. Let's just put it that way. I don't want to prattle on too much about it. Jordan Travis had a good moment. I think Ira put it in his notes. I was standing right there for that. And it was, it was unsolicited. It was just him going over to do it because he saw something out of the corner of his eye, which is good. It's important. But Travis J, when you talk about that level of athleticism, the only thing he has to be lacking is confidence, because when he did play, he just could never make a play on the ball.
Yeah, it was about finishing. He'd be in position.
He was always in position. That's what pissed me off, is that you're a great reward for being able to cover and being in the right position, for recognizing what is being done to you, is to have a play on the ball. That is your grand reward for doing the hard stuff. Just to put yourself in a position to make a play on the football, be that a pick, knock down, a play, a pass breakup, whatever, you to lay a lick, whatever it might be, you're in a position because you did all of the things right leading up to that moment. And so I hated it for that guy, that athleticism, the ability to read what's being done, to get in the hip pocket, to have a chance to make a play and never make it, is just tragic in a football sense. It really is, because it's hard to do the other stuff. The play on the ball is not hard. That's the easiest thing an athlete can do, is make a play on a ball. It's not hard. You grew up doing that. It's being in position to make that play that's freaking hard.
The strange thing is he has an offensive background too. I mean, I know he's quarterback in high school, but if you have an offensive background, typically that means that you know how to do the easy part.
Yeah. I don't know why. He never did. When he was in phase, you'd never see him turn and make a play. He never found a way to finish off and be rewarded. And so I do appreciate that he hasn't called it a day, that he hasn't decided to leave. Sometimes the grass is greener. Sometimes you need a new start. Sometimes you'd be better off somewhere else. Maybe the ugly outweighs whatever bright future you may see there, and decide it's too much. I'm going to get a fresh start. I'm going to go somewhere else. But he didn't do that. He didn't run. He didn't decide, screw it, I'm transferring, I can't deal with this, or there's too many guys that I have to battle through, or there's too many negative memories for me here, I'm going to go somewhere else. He didn't do that. So I'm just rooting for him. I mean, this isn't me telling you it's going to happen for him. I don't know. I have no reason. If you're going to judge the future by knowing what happened in the past, well, there's no evidence that Travis J is suddenly going to turn it around. I don't know that he's going to turn it around. He's having good practices. You mentioned it in the spring. He had a good spring. Everybody who was out at spring practice, like we were, noted he had a good spring. So far, he's had 2 good practices. I don't know if it means anything.
Yeah.
Other than he's still here and working hard.
You talked to Fuller and Woodson like I did last week, and you ask him questions akin to who's battling for the open spot at corner, who is in the rotation at safety. His name didn't come up, like in the list, and there'd be 5 or 6 names for Renardo Green's job. That's what Renardo Green had taken hold of in spring, but fall camp is a completely different beast. So the question I asked one of them was, who else is in that rotation? Travis' name didn't come up there. Behind the 2 safeties that we all know are in ink, in Jamie Robinson and Akeem Dent, I heard Shaheem Brown's name. I heard Sidney Williams' name. I didn't hear Travis J's. So it's a bummer.
Well, he'll give himself a chance, though, because if you're going to compete every day in practice, you're going to lock in, and you're going to continue to show up and be there and be dependable. You'll get a shot. If somebody goes down, if somebody's having a bad day at the office, you give yourself a chance to get out there, and then it's just a matter of, do you make a play? Because right now, undoing the past is going to require something probably unforeseen right now. He's not suddenly going to be trusted. So unless he's thrust into action and then makes a play, we may never know. I offer the cap for being here, working hard every day, and maybe he'll get his reward. Zarya Thomas is a player that I think has a chance to do a lot more this season than I would have guessed, given his age, given how young he is. Another great practice yesterday. And even when he gets beat, you're like, nah, he's in the right spot. That's just a guy making a play, but he's always there.
So you're seeing the smarts improve from spring, because there were times where it looked too fast for him, and some collegiate moves or collegiate strength of the guy across from him would win out. And he'd say, oh, that's going to happen. Because what gives me hope for a player like that or McCall is that Duke Cooper missed fall camp. By the time November rolls around, he's your best corner. So, and that's with no spring. And he wasn't a blue chipper the way that Zarya and McCall are. And sometimes guys, they emerge late and they're late bloomers. But independent of that, you're telling me that you've got your best corner, your lockdown guy now this fall camp, only emerged in the final 4 games because he had 2 months of experience? And now you're applying that development level, where we don't use around here very often, but you're applying that development level to players who were here for spring camp and summer workouts in the strength and conditioning program.
Yeah, it gives you hope, doesn't it?
It does for really immediate results this season. I mean, September at some point.
I don't think they can keep Thomas off the field. I don't think they can. Renardo Green might be able to hold him off for a short period of time because of having been here a little long. You're not going to be able to keep Zarya Thomas off the field. He's just too talented. That's a win in recruiting, man. That's a huge win in recruiting, because that guy looks different, plays different, is different. You don't see too many corners with that length, that speed, those instincts, and that competitive. It's all there. It's Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
An inmate at the Federal Correctional Institution in Tallahassee, Jason Kirkland, was found unresponsive at the detention center around 12:30 a.m. Thursday. Responding staff immediately tried to save Kirkland's life and requested emergency medical services to respond. Life-saving efforts continued, but Kirkland was pronounced dead by EMS personnel. No other inmates or staff were injured, and the public was not in danger at any point. Kirkland, 45, had arrived at FCI Tallahassee on Tuesday, July 26th. He was waiting sentencing after his conviction on charges of attempted enticement of a minor and traveling with intent to engage in illicit sexual conduct. There are over 2,100 open healthcare positions in Leon County, 400 of which are open at HCA Capital Hospital. An event Thursday announced $200,000 to help recruit and attract top talent. Though there are several roles needing to be filled, HCA says nursing positions are at the top. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun this afternoon with a chance for scattered storms. Daytime highs approaching 93, winds out of the southwest, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance for scattered thunderstorms tonight, lows around 74, mainly clear skies and quiet. Mainly sunny skies again tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 94. This report is brought to you by The Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 93.
Hey, Nole fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future. Well. Hey, Jeff, look at this place. Yeah, well, doing well. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother, but, it hasn't been a while since I've been over to Gordo's. I go there on the regular because of you, Eddie. Well, we keep you regular. Well, that's true, but I think of Gordo's as a place to sit down, have a cold beer, talk to your friends, enjoy the sports, eat the delicious food. But I think of you as Uncle Eddie, a man who takes care of his people and takes care of the town.
I appreciate that, Jeff. Hey, and we'll keep you regular.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Here's what you missed on the Greg Tish Show.
We need to have history. We need to have literature. It deserves an explanation. We don't need to be promoting lifestyles that come into play for your average elementary school.
Well, I had an experience with this. When my daughter was in school, her teacher gave her a book to read, but then she asked me what the C word is.
That was in the book.
That was in the book.
Okay, talking about the C word, so you're talking about conservatives, right?
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. The Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
On a Libations Friday to the NFL. When I saw the independent study clause in Kyler Murray's contract, I cracked up because of what it says directly about their fears. And now it's been removed. What's the point? Everybody knows about it. We all heard about it. The damage has been done. You could have that clause in the contract, especially since those are your seemingly chief concerns along with health. And you can sit down and say, look, man, we're going to need you to spend a little bit more time on the playbook. We're not sure you always knew what you were doing. And, hey, listen, it's a testament to your overall ability that you were able to succeed as much as you did with without a firm grasp of the playbook. But that changes now that we're doubling down on
like $40 million a year.
Yeah, I mean,
hell,
it's crazy. It's crazy. There's no evidence to suggest they should have done that at all. But that said, it made him mad. It made Kyler Murray mad, and the Cardinals released a statement and said, after seeing the distraction it created, removed the addendum from the contract. It was clearly perceived in ways that we never intended. What ways could those be? What other way? What was the intended way? Since this happened in a way that you never intended, what was the intended way for that to be perceived or understood by the player? Not about the press or those that read about it, but the player. That's not you telling him and his agent, hey, man, your sorry ass actually has to bother to show up and study.
Which means that they had verbal conversations that were not followed up upon.
Correct.
We have to put this in writing.
Correct.
Because we can't trust you because you're a child when it comes to film study. That's what that clause says to me. The only way that they could, with a straight face, the Cardinals organization say, this is something we never intended to come out and reflect upon Kyler like this, is if it's a standard clause in everybody's contract. Short of that, you don't have an excuse there.
The stipulation is, quote, complete at least 4 hours of independent study. There's no other way to perceive that. There's no, oh, whatever do you mean?
Well, and what about how you execute that agreement? So does that mean he'd have to submit a form, or is he logging into the Cardinals portal and they have to see that his tablet was active for 4 hours? Like, how do you make sure that you prove that?
Within the now removed clause, Tom, it stipulated that he needed to study material provided to him by the team in order to prepare for each upcoming game throughout each season of his contract. It went on to state that he would not receive credit for the independent study if he was not personally studying or watching the material while it was being displayed or played, or if the player is involved in activities that could distract away from his attention, such as playing video games, surfing the internet, or watching television shows. Those are very specific clauses as it pertains to him getting credit for studying. When you say playing video games or surfing the internet, you've caught him doing that. That's how that happens. That's me to Clark. Son, I've asked you to read the book. How many times do I have to ask you to read this book? Oh, I am reading the book. You're not reading the book, son. You got your television on. You're playing video games. The book is open. That is not the same as you reading the book. That's what they just did with Kyler Murray. They're like, look, dude, we're monitoring you. We can tell you're not paying attention. You don't know what the hell you're talking about. Why did they give him the money? What? This is crazy. He's been awful in every important game. He's tiny. And he apparently doesn't bother to study the playbook.
Yeah, and they gave him an extra $60 million in guarantees if he gets hurt. It's 105 guaranteed or 100 and change, and it's 160 and change if he gets hurt. That's crazy. The likelihood of that is high.
So think about this. On a day where you're trying to sell to your fans a reason to celebrate by giving a guy a $230 million extension on paper, you are telling your fan base and your team that we found our franchise quarterback. We have him. The guy we drafted is the guy we believe in moving forward. And as proof of that, we're going to offer up this amount of money and this amount for the extension. On the very week that gets done, when this gets announced, that same quarterback is holding an impromptu news conference expressing how dismayed he is about that clause in his contract. There's nothing about this that suggests this is going to end well for either party. Like, if you're a fan of that team, you're going, well, I would like to celebrate that my franchise seems to think they have a franchise quarterback. The problem is the franchise quarterback is livid with the deal that they made him sign, and the organization is telling me that he's a dumbass.
Well, he's livid that it came to light. He agreed to it. You know,
Well,
I mean, his agent wouldn't say, listen, there's a couple extra things in there. Don't worry about it. Just sign. What extra things? Well, you actually have to do your quarterback's work, man. You got to study
do the
film.
work. You got to do the work.
Like, they need to see it verifiably that you do it. You remember how you got in trouble those 6 times? The 3 times? Then they said something, and the other 3 where you thought you were getting over. Yeah, you didn't get over.
We knew about it.
There's a camera in the facility, Kyler. Why'd you bring your Xbox into the facility? That's dumb. Now you have to sign this.
The team, quote, wanted some assurances that Kyler is going to continue to work, continue to perform at a level that is necessary, and the kind of level that deserves this contract. I just can't think of a time that other quarterbacks who are considered franchise quarterbacks that people are excited to extend and have for the foreseeable future had this sort of an addendum to the contract where they had to go out of their way to tell you to work hard. I don't know if Kyler Murray works hard or not. I can't personally say I'm not there. I'm just telling you what that tells me. I mean, reading comprehension.
Who else has that? Who else has that?
Maybe other quarterbacks do that I'm not aware of. It would make me raise an eyebrow if that were in the contract.
If that was
something that they felt necessary to put in there.
If I was a member of Kyler Murray's team, I probably would have already found it. To say,
yeah, what are we doing here?
What are we making a mess out of this for?
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers has that in his contract. Drew Brees had it in his contract.
Right.
Why are you picking on Kyler? Let's actually, you know what? Let's get into that. Why are you picking on that's exactly what you do. You grandstand and you base it off of fact that this is not unique to Kyler. Have you seen that yet?
No. That was something. Hey, we're getting into it now. We got the start of FSU football, the start of college football, the start of pro football. I love all of it. All the football, more football, not less football. And so when I read that late last night, early this morning, I went, are you kidding me? That cannot. I just had to put myself in the position of being his teammate and or a fan of the organization. I would be fairly concerned that one of the clauses in my new franchise quarterback's, well, he's the same quarterback, but now the franchise quarterback, one of the clauses in his contract is that he has to try.
I put myself in the negotiating room or that email chain, or that conference call. Yeah. Like, that has to be brought to the table. And that's not comfortable. And sure, Kyler's not in the room for it. But the agent has to agree and say, yeah.
The agent actually does a poor job there, too, because you have to have some grip on the PR hit that's going to be for your client. So even if you say, okay, we'll agree to this, he'll agree to this. I know why you're putting it in there. He's learned his lesson. Don't worry about it. He's a tremendous talent. He loves the organization. He loves the city. He's going to do everything he can to be the best quarterback that he can be. I get you want protection. You want to put that in there. We'll sign the deal. Do me a favor. Can we ghost that? It can be in the official written deal.
Right. Or we'll sign a separate one. So when it's requested that you release the contract
because I
details,
don't need this to code, because you guys know as well as I do, it's a bad look for all parties involved.
There it is. That's very true.
So why do
the Cardinals look good for this? Because now you're saying, why are we paying him?
Right. That's what I'm saying. There's no way, if you're an agent at that point, you've got to step in there and say, okay, look, I get your concerns. Duly noted. We'll sign the deal. You want protections. I got it. But, man, let's be smart about this, all of us, right? Everybody. Nobody's going to look good if this leaks, if this gets to the press. We all look bad here, and nobody wants to start this lovely marriage, this second honeymoon.
Right.
Nobody wants this to start off on a sour note, and then voila!
It's the moment that everybody wants to have as an agent or a lawyer. So this is what you want to do? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Let me tell you what you don't want.
Then you just
they get to go.
Yeah, they get to do the whole thing. Yeah, that's something to behold, man. Hour number 2, forthcoming. Stay with us. Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
This is Kyle, Service Manager from Barano Heating and Air. Schedule an appointment from your mobile device to learn about our Total Comfort Service Program. With guaranteed same-day service, 15% off necessary repairs, and $25 berry books to use towards air filters and other products. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Barano Heating and Air. Any day, anytime, anywhere. Online at baranoac.com.
Florida license CAC 1816-186.
Do you want to save money? Do you want to be more comfortable in your home? Check a Pro Joe here. Tune into my show this weekend on Saturday and Sunday at 12 noon. Tom the Attic Fanatic from Koala Insulation will be explaining how you can save money and bring more comfort to your life. Tune in this Saturday and Sunday at 12 noon for the Check a Pro radio show for energy savings and comfort solutions. To get a free attic inspection from Koala Insulation, call now 850-757-2838. That's 850-757-2838.
Hi, my name is Shannon Pash, and I'm the principal at Red Hills Academy. We will provide a challenging, rigorous curriculum. We will also work with our students to teach them how to set goals and then how to work to reach those goals. Red Hills Academy will offer the Spanish language every day. Relationships are really important to us, not just with our students, but with our families and the community. This benefits parents and students alike because parents get that involvement within the school. Easily apply online today at redhillsacademy.com.
I'll ring you up in a second. Kim, can you see if we have more acid wash?
Desmona's thrift store is the spot for killer vintage finds.
Oh, that looks fabulous on you. Hey, can you do the register?
But her sales clerk situation feels pretty threadbare.
Oh, yeah, let me clear out that fitting room.
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. We instantly connect you with quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed match your job description. Earn up to $500 in sponsored job credits by conducting interviews on Indeed. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Terms and conditions apply.
If you buy too much, you waste money. If you come up short, you waste time. And if you don't have the right metal, you waste time and money. You got to spend wisely. MetalSupermarkets.com is your online source for metal with the deepest metal inventory. Just enter your dimensions and we'll cut the metal to your exact spec and deliver it to your home, business, or job site. MetalSupermarkets.com. Any metal cut to size and ready fast is just a few clicks away. MetalSupermarkets.com.
There's fun to be had every night at the Corner Pocket. Take home prizes on Trivia Tuesdays and Beer Bingo Thursdays. And kickstart your weekend with Martini Fridays. Plus happy hour runs every weekday and game day specials every time the Noles take the field. Watch all the best games at the Corner Pocket's Vegas Wall, featuring 560 inches of flat screen TV heaven.
Oh, really?
The best food, the best drinks, and the best place to watch all the games. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
Coming up next, more of the Jeff Cameron Show. Live and local on Real Talk 93.3. WVFT, Greta, Tallahassee.
breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm John Scott. Search and rescue teams backed by the National Guard continuing to search for people missing in record floods that wiped out entire communities in some of the poorest places in America. Kentucky's governor says 16 people have died, a toll he expects to grow. Record floodwaters have swallowed towns that hug creeks and streams and Appalachian valleys and hollows. The hardest hit areas of eastern Kentucky received between 8 and 10.5 inches over a 48-hour period. In an AP interview, Craig Singleton, senior fellow, Foundation for Defense of Democracies, says House Speaker Nancy Pelosi's potential trip to Taiwan could trigger a reaction from China.
We're likely, I think, to see an increase and a noticeable increase in Chinese airspace incursions in and around Taiwan in the event that she proceeds with her trip. We may even see something called a median line incursion, and that's a breach of the maritime border that exists in the center of the Taiwan Strait.
Mainland China claims Taiwan as its own territory. Also at townhall.com, the District of Columbia requesting National Guard assistance to help stem what it calls a growing humanitarian crisis. Bob Agnew reports.
D.C. Mayor Muriel Bowser issued the call after thousands of migrants arrived in D.C. after being sent there by Arizona and Texas, among the states most impacted by the Biden administration's lax border enforcement. Republican critics note the irony of D.C.'s pro-sanctuary city mayor complaining about an influx of 4,000 plus migrants when that many and more are likely to flood across the Texas border any given day due to the very policies supported by Bowser and other Democrats. Bob Agnew reporting.
Stocks are sharply higher. The Dow up 224 points now. More at townhall.com.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter 3388 at checkout. That's harrys.com, code 3388. Enjoy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Shannon Lord with Finn Chiropractic. We are primary care physicians, and you don't need a referral to come see us. Chiropractors not only help you get to the root cause of your problem, but it helps get rid of neck pain, back pain, and headaches. It makes your body whole and healthy on the inside. So if you or a loved one has neck pain, back pain, or headaches, make an appointment today to get to the root cause of your problem. Come see me, Dr. Shannon Lord, at finnchiro.com, FENNCHIRO.com, because your chiropractor loves you and there's nothing you can do about it.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Broadcasting live from Florida's capital city, this is the Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness on Real Talk 93.3. Now, stop what you're doing and listen closely. It's time for the Jeff Cameron Show in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
that anything special is going to necessarily happen today, but it's the last of the non-padded practices. So here we go. Let's get to, right? Let's get it on. A few days away, not that many days away. 5, I guess. There's a little bit more than a few. When's the Hall of Fame game?
I think it's
Thursday?
6 days. Yeah, next Thursday.
All right.
The 4th.
Tom, to answer your question, has Courtney been catching my eye? He's going to be a player. I just don't know how good a player he's going to be this year. Tom and I talk about this a lot. Not you, Tom, but this Tom with me here. We talk about him because he does have the makings of being a pretty good player, but he's not going to be able to block anybody this year. I don't think he's big enough yet. Jarrell Powers, the tight end that they brought in, that's well thought of. 6'3", 6'4", 245, whatever he is. He looks that part. He's a big kid. Got the big caboose. Looks like he'll be able to play a little bit here this year.
6'4", 245.
Yeah. Yep. He's big. I stood next to him yesterday, and he, listen, he just got here. A lot of these guys that weren't here in the spring, I don't know what we can expect of them necessarily right away because they're swimming right now. Remember, this camp is different than most any camp I've covered, certainly any camp I've covered since Norvell got here, because they had 90% of the participants that are out there now already here in the spring. They're not fooling around. I mean, that first practice, the very first practice was install, and it was now. I mean, they were going. And so if you weren't here in the spring and you're a freshman to begin with, you were sitting there just wide-eyed, like, what the hell? Just trying to keep up. I saw a lot of the veteran players walking over to guys like, just tell him, you're here, go here. He's asking you to do this, because they don't even know the verbiage. They're like, well, what you want me to do what? You could just see it. It was hilarious. So I kind of thought back on being a freshman and going out there and remembering, like, everything's faster, first of all, and you're already nervous. And there are a bunch of, veteran players who have been around the block and they understand the way the coach talks, all of the different position coaches, all of that. And so you're just kind of like, what does he even mean by that? I mean, depending on where you're from, everybody's got different slang. I mean, all of it. You're just kind of like, I don't even, what the hell is that guy talking about? Imagine Jeremy Pruitt yelling at you. You'd be like, is that English? What the hell is he talking about?
Yodo.
Yeah.
That's vitamins and Yodo.
You'd be like, what is he saying? He wants you to run faster. I don't. Okay. Thanks, Marcus. So loosey-goosey, you got to pay for it. Have a good weekend, fellas. Thank you, Marcus.
Woo!
The plan
is his logo.
Yeah, it's great. It's great.
$450,000 crack party.
Yeah, no, it's the best. It's Chappelle.
I spoke rocks.
What's the plan if Glenn goes to Ohio State? Well, if Ohio State is in fact offering Glenn, then he's going to go to Ohio State. It would be my guess. If in fact hearing that may very well be the case. If that is the case, peace. He's gone.
Steven said in the chat, could you actually break down what the install means? That would probably get us revoked, right, from going to practice?
That's correct.
Yeah. That's the problem.
But you understand what install means, like the word. So there it is. I mean, they are like, it's like it's game week. Like, let's go. This is what we're running. And they're getting you used to repping that. The thing to note, though, is that they can do that. They can do that in a way that they've never been able to do before, because they've had so many of these guys that got here early and understand what they're running, what they're doing, and where they want them and how they want to execute those plays. It was good. It was refreshing to start a camp that way. Normally, you're kind of bored. I got to be honest with you. You're just excited to be. Look, the way I view these early practices without pads, and this one's a little bit different again because we had so many new people that you were, so many guys that you're excited about, because I wanted to see the new offensive lineman. Like, for example, I wanted to see Armella. So, like, what does he look like? That first day, you're looking at the newcomers that were well thought of, 4- and 5-star kids. If you have any, you want to see them if they weren't here in the spring. So you have that. Then you have guys that really made an impression on you in the spring. Some of the younger players that made an impression on you in the spring. Did they get bigger and stronger? Did they continue to grow? And I mean in all facets of the game, from the spring through the summer and now into the fall camp. You're looking for those things. But truthfully, especially being an old school football guy, we're not going to know a lot about where everybody's at and how much better or worse off we are in certain areas until they don the pads, start hitting, and, the rubber meets the road. I mean, it's easy to run around in the middle of the field when you're not worried about getting hit. So, it gets exciting when they don the pads. That said, this was cool because they were able to come in and right away say, okay, here we go. We got it. Let's go. Times of the essence. I'm not walking you through anything. We're going.
Well, I'll tell you the detail I like the most about install and the 90% holdovers and all that is that you're saying that players were guiding players to the next place.
Yes.
That's new.
It's great. Yeah. Taking ownership of your team.
Yeah.
Players taking ownership of the team. Yes. Yes. That's good. You've been able to kind of vet the locker room, decide who needed to stay, who needed to go, and who's bought in, who's not, and all that other good stuff. So that's all happening. I really am anxious for them to get into pads because the competition in the trenches, that's always entertaining no matter what, but it's going to be really entertaining now because you have a talented defensive line with depth, and you now have enough bodies to rotate a lot of guys in this competition along the offensive line. And I have a feeling that competition, like I give it another example, the Turnitin kid is huge. He's just, if they get him motivated, I don't know what the inconsistencies were about at South Carolina.
Might not even be motivation. It might be, confidence or something.
Yeah, who knows? But, I mean, he looks the part. Dimitri Emmanuel looks the part without question. Caden Lyle's been repping more now in 2 days than he did the entire spring.
How does he look?
He looks the same.
Okay.
He looks the same.
So he's not going to be magically something else. It's more about he'll just kind of move you off the ball, and if you want to create angles, you do it with somebody else.
Well, I want to see him with pads. I don't know. I mean, he's got to take the job at center. I don't know that there's any guarantee that he's going to do that. Maurice Smith has added weight. He's not, in my opinion, he's not appreciably, as I like to say, different body type wise than he was before. He is bigger. He has put on some weight. He's not big enough. I need him to get bigger. But he's bigger than he was. I think we have two sure things. I think we have Dylan Gibbons is locked in to start at guard, and he's going to be really good. He came in shape again. He is, you just can depend on him. When you watch him practice, it's like a grizzled veteran, just a pro. He gets it. He's putting in the work. He leads by example. And, yeah, he's a guy that I don't worry about. Robert Scott will be a starter with this team. He will no doubt be one of the tackles. He left tackle. He's added weight. It's not the kind of weight where you're like,
That's probably important to footnote since we were talking about, is this a Bama table sign? No, they wanted to put on a not necessarily great weight either, just weight. It was an interesting admission that he made yesterday, and it wasn't like he was being questioned harshly, but he said, look, they wanted me to get up to 330 so I could play at 320. I'm going to lose a ton of weight in camp. So they needed to get me a lot larger so I don't play undersized when the season comes around. So that was the logic behind getting him up to the 330 range.
I think, too, that when we go through this group of offensive linemen, and I guess we probably should at some point, Washington, Gibbons, Caden Lyles, Scott. By the way, Sapp is huge. Good God, that's a big kid. Estes is already impressing me. Turnitin. I mean, on and on.
You're getting damn close to 10 now.
Right?
You are, not Mike, not me, you.
Yeah, that is real. They have the bodies necessary to fight, to get out there and get after it. Like, if you think about, so Maurice Smith, Caden Lyles, Darius Washington, Thomas Schrader is back competing.
Does he look better? I look forward to
No.
Then I don't look forward to anything I was going to say.
No, it didn't look better. Darius Washington, Thomas Schrader, Caden Lyles, Bryson Estes, Maurice Smith, Dylan Gibbons, Robert Scott, Lloyd Willis is
Bless
Harris. You look at Lloyd Willis and you say, son, you should be better. You do. Like, come on, man.
He'll get every chance.
He is getting a lot of reps. And he's working hard. So maybe he gets better. We'll see. you're going to be impressed. You're going to say, okay, because so Dimitri Emanuel, I didn't add him into that list. So let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 10 to 11. He's not kidding. I think 2 jobs are locked in and the other 3 are wide open.
But they have candidates that it's not by default.
No.
You're not saying, we're stuck with this guy.
No, there are 3 that you go, okay, this is going to be a fun competition to see who wins this job. For example, if you just start at center, Caden Lyles, Maurice Smith, that's going to be a battle throughout the fall camp. I think that there's a real chance the Turnteam's going to compete with Bless Harris to see who's going to win that outside job. Maybe I don't even know if they want to move him inside, whatever that might be. Washington's going to have to compete for his job.
Emmanuel looks too rotund right now to be playing tackle. I mean, maybe that's just me,
I don't think he's a tackle.
because that's what he played at the lower level. You can get away with that.
Yeah, no, I think he's
not in that competition at right tackle.
I don't think so. I think he's a guard. Manhandling guard. Though.
Yeah,
That's
right. Can we have 2 years of that?
That's a big dude right there. Not having it. So that's good news for us. Still don't see anything at tight end just yet. Marcuston Douglas might prove me wrong. He's running better. That's a big man. I mean, a very big man. I thought they should just put weight on him and make him a tackle.
Well, but if you're looking for a 6th man, on the line.
Correct.
Then he could perhaps fill that. I haven't looked at the blocking drills. Obviously, I wasn't there this year, or at this point to fall camp. But I do look forward to seeing that when pads come on. Can he handle himself against linebackers and safeties at minimum?
By the way, the Cam McDonald's been out. He's been limited, and I'm not supposed to talk too much about that, but I think it's readily apparent to everybody. He's just in a boot. He's fine. Yeah, I'm not.
We're getting questions from the public on that about the boot. Yeah, so I think
it's
probably fair game.
Yeah,
but
people know about it. I mean, I apologize, Mike, if you're upset about me mentioning that he's in a boot, but we're getting a lot of questions about it, so everybody knows it. Hey, you see the man walking around campus. He's in a boot. But it doesn't look like it's anything serious. He's been at every practice. He's going through warm-ups with everybody. He's doing all the stretching and all that. He looks like he's anxious to get back out there.
Is it time to talk about Trey Benson yet?
Love him. I just, man, he's different. That size and speed, that combination of size and speed is different. I think he could be a wow factor for us, especially if that offensive line is markedly better. Yeah.
I encourage everybody, if they haven't looked at it yet, to see his interview on Warchant TV after the show's over today. It's maybe 5 minutes is availability. He's not going to give you 50 words when 5 will do. He'll give you 5. But he says it in such a matter-of-fact way, a couple of things that I believe him. Because when he was a newcomer and they put him on the Zoom in January, he said, I can't wait to hit somebody. That's the thing I miss. And I thought, a running back is saying that. Wonderful. Let's see if the knee holds up. Knee held up in spring game, everybody saw 7 touches, 70 yards. Yeah, that looks a little bit different. And then he was asked yesterday, what's your goal? He said 1,000 yards. And they said, well, what do you do to get there? Stay healthy. If I'm healthy, I'm going to get there.
I don't disagree with him.
Okay, Trey. All right. Good response, sir.
Yeah, he's about the business of playing football, man. He is really locked in, and that body type is unbelievable. You just stand next to him, you just look at him, and you're like, I would not want to tackle that. Like, for example, I'm 50 years old. I'm not trying to tackle anybody, but when I see Toafili, I don't think, oh. But when
He's had a good camp, though, so far, right?
He's fine. He hasn't gained a pound. But when I look at
there are some people you're reluctant to praise.
He's fine. He's very situational. He's an elite athlete, as evidenced by that play against Clemson. You can get something out of him.
I love featured backs too, but that's not the world we're living in. Maybe with Trey, maybe. But you just need to add all the weapons and tools in the box together.
I just got to say, I like the backfield. I like our running back room.
Yeah.
It's good. It's a good running back room. We got a lot of weapons.
You couldn't put on a pound. Come on, Lawrence.
I mean, what is taking so long to gain some damn weight? I mean, I need you to get bigger.
Yeah, the director just translated you. That's this is sarcasm, folks, but that's kind of what he said.
I did. I'm just saying I shouldn't look at anybody at my age and be like, I should look at.
Put that lower third up again. He just did it again.
I'm saying I should.
For the radio listeners, Jeff Cameron, quote, I can take Toafili,
I'm
end quote.
not saying that at all. I'm just saying I should never look at a guy and have thoughts about maybe. Like I should look at a running back like I do Trey Benson and go, oh, no. Want no part of that? You guys have at it. You whippersnappers, you see if you can tackle him. I know I can't, and I would get hurt doing so.
How did Trayshawn look to you the first couple of days?
Fine. He's good. Yeah.
He's a good player.
He's a good player. Yeah, got no problem with him. He runs hard, too. He cares deeply. Yeah, those two kids are going to be fun to watch play. And then you're going to get something here and there from the other guys.
Yeah, Rodney Hill is a player I liked immediately in spring. I think he projects very nicely because he's obviously somebody who's built more like a pass protector scat guy, but he's put on, from what I saw, from what we've done at Warchant TV and the photos we have on warchant.com, he looks stronger. He looks sturdier. I think he's gonna be a good player.
That's going to be a fun group if they have the ability to block it up to the extent. I mean, they ran the ball last year. Grant you, they had to it was all angles, scheme it up to the point where you get a big breakaway run at some point. But I like the thought that they could line up and play big boy football and run it. Now, they won't do that against the best defensive lines, but very few do. And you have got to be better in the passing game because we know modern offenses are geared towards throwing the football. This isn't 1987.
Teams that are good at running the football in areas that you need to run the football, it's one of the best parts of being a fan is, we're going to get 3rd and 1, but we might score because they've got to commit everybody to the line of scrimmage. And if we make one man miss,
peace.
Right. If it's, 3rd and 1 or 4th and 1 from the plus 39-yard line, we could score on this play. Like, that's something for live wagerers out there. You might want to hammer the touchdown button and take those odds because there are no safeties back in a situation like that.
So it reminds you of Tampa Bay a couple of years ago. Every short yardage situation, like you may get a crazy 90-yard run here like we got, I mean.
Yeah, both of them did it. Ronald Jones did it in Carolina, but then Fournette was excellent at that.
Yeah, once you got through, ran over a guy, something like that, you're like, okay, he's gone. I mean, they got everybody up. Not going to happen this year. Jensen is, we think, done for the year.
Boy, it didn't take long for word to suggest heavily that it was bad news.
Devastating. Just devastating. What a player he is, too. That's a shame. Now I don't know what you do. He was your best offensive lineman.
Apparently, there are some good guys that still aren't signed.
All right, well, let's quickly sign one because that ain't good.
Oh, you could snap it to Tom Brady? Look, man.
It's a lot of fun.
If I'm going to have another man's hands down, snapping, taking the snaps from me.
I want it to be Tom's.
We're going to win some football games. It's uncomfortable. I don't like it. But if we're going to do it, we're going to win some football games.
It's the Jeff Cameron Show, 93.3 Real Talk Radio and Warchant TV.
Physical stress on our bodies can take its toll as the years go by. Whether you're looking to get back into an old sport or just want to spend more time outdoors to explore all life has to offer in our beautiful city, the dedicated team at TOC is here for you every step of the way. You can trust TOC for all your orthopedic needs. And now, scheduling an appointment has never been easier. Just visit teamtoc.com and click schedule online. That's teamtoc.com.
Hey, no fans, our partner ISF Inc. is a national management and IT consulting firm located right here in Tallahassee, Florida, solving the future for state governments through strategy, process, and technology. As a trusted advisor for state governments, ISF knows the importance of defining a clear and detailed strategy. Our friends at ISF can help your organization create a strategy that sets you on a path to success. ISF, your vision plus our expertise brings your brilliant ideas to life. Visit ISF.com to learn more. ISF, solving the future.
Clean, renewable energy means fresher air, healthier residents, new green jobs, and a stronger, more resilient community. How we get there is up to you. Share your input today to help shape the Tallahassee of tomorrow. Take the Clean Energy Survey at talgov.com.
This is Ken Wondergem, owner of Gem Mazda of Tallahassee. Smart customers always shop early, especially these days. What are some of the benefits of shopping early and pre-ordering your new Mazda from Gem Mazda of Tallahassee? More color choices, more options, and a much more relaxed buying experience. You already know about Gem Mazda's reputation for fuel efficiency and reliability, so pre-order your new Mazda from Gem Mazda of Tallahassee this month, and before you know it, your dream car will be sitting in your driveway. Or choose from Gem Mazda's selection of certified pre-owned Mazdas and drive it home right away. Gem Mazda of Tallahassee has a wonderful selection of pre-owned vehicles on our lot right now. All makes and models. And just one more thing, and I saved the best for last. Pre-order your new Mazda now and get more for your trade. And as always, Gem Mazda will not mark up the price of your new Mazda. No games, no gimmicks, just a gem of a deal. Gem Mazda of Tallahassee, Capitol Circle Northwest, just up from West Tennessee Street, and always open at gemmazda.com.
Leaky faucet, busted pipes, clogged toilet? M&L Plumbing is here for you. For all commercial, construction, and residential plumbing issues, call M&L Plumbing at 575-9393 or visit online at mnlplumbing.com.
Dirty exterior? Don't scrub it. Wet it and forget it. Wet and Forget, the easy outdoor cleaner. Wet and Forget works over time with Mother Nature to eliminate unsightly black and green stains on the exterior of your home with no scrubbing, power washing, or bleach. Use Wet and Forget on all your outdoor surfaces, including decks, siding, roofs, and patios. Wet and Forget's available in a concentrate or extreme reach dozen. Purchase Wet and Forget in store or online at Lowe's, Menards, Ace, or Walmart.
Angie's List is now Angie, your home for everything home. With Angie, you could cross your next project off your to-do list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need and we'll handle the rest. Sending a top pro to get it done. Or browse reviews, compare quotes from pros, and connect instantly. All for free. For everything from routine maintenance to a dream remodel. Because however you want your project done, we'll get it done. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
We all want more energy, more strength, more results. Well, welcome to Orange Theory Fitness as you take a step towards feeling more alive today. Backed by science, Orange Theory's heart rate monitored workout is scientifically designed to keep heart rates in a target zone, spiking metabolism and increasing energy. Orange Theory Fitness is a one-of-a-kind group personal training workout resulting in more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours. Experience a more vibrant life today with Orange Theory Fitness. To find out more, go to orangetheoryfitness.com.
Jeff Cameron Show brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
Will be missed. That according to Todd Bowles this afternoon. So significant time. That sounds like he'll be back later in the season is the quote, November or December.
Oh, dude, we can do that. No problem. You go 4 wide with Julio now joining the party. Because remember, we've got Russell Gage. You go 4 wide for a couple months. We can get through this.
I like Russell Gage a lot. And yeah, we might be able to get through this, but I also am not buying he's back later this year. Because he wouldn't commit to that. He was talking about, well, we're doing more. What is this? I'm going to read the exact quote. He's going to miss significant time with a left knee injury. We don't know per se how severe. I just know he's going to miss significant time, up to a couple of months. Hopefully he'll be back later in the season, November or December.
Up to, though, interesting. That's double talk. But there is no benefit to not saying he is out for the season because you want the cap room for injured reserve.
Yeah.
So you can go get a replacement. So if he's actually out for the year, just say it so you can go, sign somebody else. Because nobody wants to come if they're a center of any merit whatsoever. You don't want to be a placeholder for 9 weeks.
No. You want to,
you'll hold out for a better job at a different franchise when somebody else's center goes down for the full season. You want the payoff of the playoffs.
Alex Kappa, Ali Marpet, of course, both gone. And Kappa's in Cincinnati and Marpet retired.
And he
abruptly out of nowhere.
110 pounds lighter, too. Dude is svelte.
I can't begrudge him. It's just, damn it, man. You were really good.
Maybe if Brady didn't do the retire, unretire thing, he might have stuck around. I wonder.
I don't think so. I think he had decided he was done.
Good for him.
Yeah, well, listen, in this era, knowing all of the medical information that we have, if you got paid, in his case, won a championship, and you're 27 and you can ride, yeah, I understand. Have a good day.
Right, he's doing
go live your life.
Right, you can't criticize him. He's doing what you would do if you won
or the lottery or whatever, or got fired.
Right, you got your second contract.
Kiss
as a head
my
coach.
ass on Main Street.
A buyout? Oh, okay.
Yeah, please come buy me out. I am done.
Let me call my financial advisor.
You're
fired.
Yeah,
I got what I need.
I like that. I like that somebody referenced me in a tweet here, and as if I were dead.
You have a memorial club now too?
So Jay played tight coverage downfield, was able to come away with an interception after the tight end he was guarding bobbled the football. One of the impressive defensive plays of the day that was tweeted out by Dustin Lewis. It's a poster, and there's Travis Jay is there. Adam Fuller had posted a mission takeaway. Yeah, that whole thing, right? So this guy, Ian, writes, somewhere at Jay Cameron Show is rolling over in his grave, reading, was able to come away with an interception after the tight end he was guarding bobbled the football. Ian, I'm right here, baby. And I saw it when it happened.
But you're rolling over. There's no doubt. A tight end bobbling a football. That's probably the point there.
Yes, it is. A tight end. Every time the tight end comes up after a football practice at FSU, it's usually in the negative. It's never because something good happened.
Also, Preston says that you're going to have the memorial smoking terrace. There you go.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Where there's a cloud of smoke, hands to the sky high for JC.
Yeah. Light him if you got him. Smoke him if you got him. Yeah, I'm not. Hey, so the answer to all the recruiting stuff, going back to Brock Glenn and whether or not Florida State's going to get him I guess he's announcing tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, tomorrow afternoon. Yeah.
So my guess is he's going to Ohio State, and people are going to flip out when it becomes official. It's a guess.
It's like
a guess that I have. I'm not being told.
It's the tide of flipping out. Like you're flipping out when people are saying, it's trending that way, and then it calms. And then it happens, and then the flip out happens all over again. So just tide rolls in, tide rolls out.
So the answer to what's going to get kids, how are they going to be better at closing? Because I keep seeing that, right? How are they going to be better? They seem to do everything right to get guys interested. They develop these relationships, and they're not getting kids to commit, to sign on the line, which is dotted, as they say. Yeah, win. The answer is just win some games. That they haven't done. They've done a lot of things pretty well. They just haven't won games. And myriad reasons. We know that. Not all of them their fault. But we're at the I don't care stage. That's where the fan base is at. And legitimately, you only have so much time to make that impact, to win people, win recruits over, win coaches over, and that are going to push their kids from their high school to Florida State. You have a limited amount of time to get that done. They got very unlucky that they didn't end up getting that new car smell because of COVID, but it doesn't matter. I mean, now we're at a
years
place
in the past now.
Yeah, now we're at a place where it just doesn't matter. You're going to have to win games.
Yeah, and if you want to be slightly pessimistic for a moment, look, the reserves and the cavalry is on the way for the offensive line in the next couple of years to come. But you're going to lose key pieces this season. Let's say Lyle starts and Emmanuel starts. The three interior linemen of your offensive line are gone.
Yeah, but you've got a group.
You've got answers coming up.
You do up there. You don't have answers at too many places when you talk about leaving. Quarterback, people get nervous about. I am less so because I like AJ Duffy. So you just got to go get somebody to add to the room.
Correct. But if this is indeed, Jordan Travis' final season in Tallahassee, you've got a new middle of the offensive line and Jordan Travis is gone. Like, is that a payoff year for you?
Are you trying to be?
No, what I'm saying is you better win now. You better win now to fortify the ranks. Like, it's not just because of recruiting the 2023 class. It's not just for his own job security or to get better assistance. If you want to hit the transfer portal hard this offseason to help patchwork some stuff together, because I don't know that you could just hand it off to these 5 freshmen that are on campus right now next year to compete for the interior and the center jobs. Like Maurice Smith will be, I guess, competing for it again next year. But you look at all these battles and you think, okay, so what's the payoff? And honestly, man, because you're playing LSU and they'll be a year stronger to open up next season, you got to do this now to give yourself a fighting chance next year on the field.
Makes you very nervous when you start.
Coop and Lovett are gone up the middle on defense. Like, yeah, man. Tatum Bethune could be gone.
But you feel good about, again, what's coming behind those defensive linemen.
I do.
I mean, you
linebacker,
and I both think
maybe. It's just if you want to have the ability to make it easier on yourself for next season, not just the future with the 23 Noles or the assistance you can get, it's another reason that this year is critical. As if there weren't 4 in front of them. Here's your 5th.
We continue to, everything about what's possible in the world of recruiting, sustaining momentum, head coach keeping his job, everything about all of it. It boils down to here. And this is why every day we go to practice, there's a heightened intensity to what you're taking in, to how quickly can they get there? Are they going to put themselves in a position to do the things that if they don't do this year, I hate what you just brought to the table is this idea of, well, you better hope that we win this year because we're not next year.
Well, if you're going to have a chance next year, it's got to be an attractive place. There's no more,
I agree.
Hypothetically, you could, it has to be, look at us. Look at what we did. Be a part of this. I need a center, please. And then that kid says yes. But if you go 6-6, that kid,
no. I've said we go back to this where I talked about in the off season over this entire summer. This was everything. This year was everything because he's a dead man walking if they don't have a good year. And it wasn't because I dislike him or I don't think he can coach. It was because he's not going to be able to win over the hearts and minds of the kinds of players that change your program. He will not have that chance. He's already having a hard time. They're making the most out of what they have, which is certainly not a winning season. They haven't had that. So they're having to sell the vision. They're having to sell the history. They're having to sell where they think this is headed. Certainly the back half of the season, they're able to point to certainly his success at Memphis, but that only lasts for so long. At some point, the proof has to be in the pudding. We have to see a season in which you go out and have a year that kind of turns heads. And if he doesn't have that, then no, you're not gonna be able to recruit commiserate to what you need to win.
We're Matt Damon. We're going against Teddy KGB. This is it.
This is it.
And that guy whose name I never remember with the hat, he's just waiting. He's cracking his knuckles.
There,
He's like, come on.
He never struck me as that tough a guy.
No, until the end, though.
Yes, at the very end.
I know it's kind of a fake tough, but when you chuck a chair like he did, I was like, oh, okay. He actually could have done something.
Because for a while there, I was like, I wouldn't be that worried. But
yeah, when he was in the house, the den of iniquity, you're like, what's this guy going to do?
What's he going to do?
Of course, he'll beat up Ed Norton. Anybody could beat up Ed Norton.
Yeah, everybody did. But
Ed Norton beat up Ed Norton in Fight Club.
I remember thinking no, you're not going to do it. But now he could have been carrying a piece, of course. I would assume he would be. But beyond that, they got you because you get checked before you go in, so you can't bring your piece into the lane, man. So that you're in trouble there. But catch me outside, I'm not worried about you.
We just need, after the season, the proverbial Teddy KGB to say, he beat me.
Pay that man. Yeah, that would be nice. It's Jeff Cameron Show. 93.3 Real Talk Radio on Warchant TV.
Your local news now.
The Leon County Division of Emergency Management held the first of their Citizen Engagement Series Thursday at the Public Safety Complex, focused on disaster preparedness. Director Kevin Peters said it gives citizens a hands-on look on what the division does when severe weather events occur and how they themselves can be prepared. Preparing a disaster supply kit, how to stay informed, basic first aid. They also learned about our local nonprofits that they can pair with for after a disaster. 200 people participated. It was an intense training day for Leon County law enforcement officers, teaming up with the school district for an emergency drill and simulating a school shooting. A reunification drill happened Thursday at the Godby High School, where emergency first responders and family members gathered. The training focused especially on plans to evacuate students from the scene and reunite them with family at another site. This is Rachel Lene with your Real Talk 93.3 local news update, brought to you by Macklemore Systems, Tallahassee's go-to Mac store. Check them out online at MacklemoreSystems.com.
This is meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Real Talk 93.3 weather update. Cloudy skies with a few peaks of sun this afternoon with a chance for scattered storms. Daytime highs approaching 93, winds out of the southwest 5 to 10 miles per hour. Chance for scattered thunderstorms tonight, lows around 74, mainly clear skies and quiet. Mainly sunny skies again tomorrow. Daytime highs approaching 94. This report is brought to you by the Lawn Johns. For all your landscaping and lawn care needs, visit thelawnjohns.com. Right now, 93.
If you're a business owner of any kind, you need advanced fire protection services. We are AFPS, and we provide high-quality life safety services throughout Northwest Florida, and we've been doing it since 1989, with offices now in Tallahassee. Fire sprinklers, fire alarms, fire extinguishers, hood suppression systems, and emergency exit lights. For all of your life safety equipment, we've got you covered 24/7. We are Advanced Fire Protection Services. For a free life safety system evaluation, visit WeSaveLives.com. That's WeSaveLives.com.
Well. Hey, Jeff, look at this place.
Yeah. Well, doing well. It's been a while since I've seen you, brother, but, it hasn't been a while since I've been over to Gordo's. I go there on the regular because of you, Eddie.
Well, we keep you regular.
Well, that's true, but I think of Gordo's as a place to sit down, have a cold beer, talk to your friends, enjoy the sports, eat the delicious food. But I think of you as Uncle Eddie, a man who takes care of his people and takes care of the town.
I appreciate that, Jeff. Hey, and we'll keep you regular.
Gordo's, bringing the flavor and flair of Cuban food to Tallahassee since 1996.
Here's what you missed on the Greg Tish Show.
There's a TikTok that's going viral because of a butter softening method. They are putting the Vermont Creamery butter in the waistband of her pants. Give it 5 minutes. You can go and measure out your ingredients, and then your butter is ready to go. You cannot do this in Florida.
No.
Because your pants will be full of butter in 2 minutes. Somebody try it. Post on TikTok.
Unless it says juicy across the back.
The Greg Tish Show, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m., only on Real Talk 93.3. Jeff Cameron Show is a production of the Warchant.com Multimedia Network. Check out Warchant.com today for the latest news inside Florida State athletics. That's Warchant.com. Now, back to Jeff on Real Talk 93.3.
People are soft.
The murder hornet was first found where? In the state of Washington?
Well, that was the first
in the United States.
In the United States, yeah, that they had made their way here. Follow up, since we always have the murder hornet in our sights on the Jeff Cameron Show, because that was just the scariest name for a bug anyhow ever.
It should be a team name. How have we not adopted that already? Like the Cleveland Murder Hornets for baseball.
They're native to East Asia, by the way. And their name, Murder Hornet, which is hard for me to say for some reason unless I slow way down. They arrived in the Pacific Northwest in 2020. And when they first found them, they're like, this is not good, because they kill all the bees. They kill everything. They're massive. Imagine encountering these murder hornets. That would not be good. Like, as a human being, like, what have I come across here? My death. A terrible death at that. We're always debating the ways to go, the worst ways to go.
Ooh, getting swarmed by something? No, sir.
By murder hornets.
Anything, though. Like,
yeah,
you see those,
like that
ants,
old man in Texas that got killed
death
by the
ants.
bees that were in the the machete ant. There's
machete.
Oh, forget about it. Would you say it like that if you saw one? That's a machete ant.
Be very careful.
So
don't have any sugar on your person.
Run for the hills. No, the murder hornet originally thought just to be in East Asia, then found its way into the Pacific Northwest. We were like, well, this is not good because it's going to kill everything. And you're right. Dying that way wouldn't be good. They've now changed the name. Let's see here. They've changed the name to the Northern Giant Hornet because people couldn't handle it. Who cares? It should evoke fear. You want them to know this is not like your standard variety of, wasp nest that you've just come across. This is a murder hornet nest. Run. Don't get out the pesticides. It's not going to do any good. You need to flee. Hope that they don't see you. Like when I go on my back deck and I see a wasp nest, I don't freak out. I go, oh, got a wasp nest. I go out to the shed and I grab the stuff and I spray it and it kills them. That's the end of it. I'm not worried about it. That's just the way it is, right? But these guys, you need to be worried about. Don't change the name. Don't make it pleasant. These aren't friendly wasps. They're murder hornets. Leave them be. So, and they're fearsome looking. They're 1.5 inches long. Now imagine being swarmed by that. And you can feel them. They're not just little nipping at you. They're an inch and a half long. They got some weight to them, Tom.
No, if I had a firearm around me, I would pull the
You'd
end of the
shoot
Departed.
a murder hornet?
No,
Oh, you kill yourself. Yeah,
yep,
yeah.
That'd be,
They're the
our guy in The
largest.
Departed.
They're the they're the largest wasps in the world. Also, if you're prone to allergies, it can be fatal just being stung by one of them. Also, if you're not prone to allergies and you just, are stung.
It could be fatal to be stung by one of them.
Right. Not one.
Okay.
But if you do get stung, quote, it feels as if you're being stabbed by a red-hot needle. That according to Shunichi Makino, entomologist at Japan's Forestry and Forest Products Research Institute. He should know he's been stung by them.
So he's been pricking himself with hot needles?
Now, this is what I didn't know.
Exactly the same.
This is what I did not know. And this made me nervous reading the story today. It was originally named the Asian giant hornet. When they came here, we called them murder hornets. The reason they had to differentiate, there are other huge hornets in Asia of a different species that have not made their way here yet.
Ooh.
I don't know what's going on in Asia with the hornets, but they're out of control.
Let's put them all in a pen.
Let them
go
fight.
to war.
Let them fight. Make it a TV
Let's
show.
see who the true murder hornet is. Give him a belt.
They're invasive elsewhere in the world in several other places now. And so they've coined the new name, I guess, because it elicited fear. But I don't think that's a smart move. I think you should keep that name.
So if Michael Jordan finally has a good roster, will he change the team name to the Charlotte Murder Hornets?
That'd be awesome. Yeah, don't be shy about it. That's fantastic. Put one of those. Put an actual life-size one because they're already big.
Mm-hmm.
You'd see them from a distance. That would be freaky. If you thought you saw a bat and it was a hornet. Like, yeah. Like the thing's so damn big. Oh. You're like, look at that bird. Is that a bat? Is that a bird? No, that's a hornet, Bob.
How about for the scariest pregame show ever when the lineups happen? The arena goes black and all you hear is the swarm.
Yeah. Well, I like it. You're onto something.
Murder hornets.
Oh. Yeah, and then you play Slayer. We're set.
And now.
My favorite team. That's my favorite team. I'm buying that hat tomorrow. It's just got the murder hornet looking at you.
Get Damian Lillard.
Let's go.
It'd be perfect.
That's it. We've just changed the franchise's fortunes. Here we go. Let's do it. Come back, wrap it up momentarily. Jeff Carey, Show 93.3 Real Talk Radio, Warchant TV.
Wooden Glass has been taking care of families since 1945.
Experienced, reliable professionals who offer only the best, like Wooden's top-of-the-line bath enclosures. Eye-catching storefronts are a specialty at Wooden Glass, and they provide precise installation.
Wooden Glass, Tallahassee's first family in glass. Online at woodenglass.com. Call 850-222-5781.
Hi, my name is Shannon Pash, and I'm the principal at Red Hills Academy. We will provide a challenging, rigorous curriculum. We will also work with our students to teach them how to set goals and then how to work to reach those goals. Red Hills Academy will offer the Spanish language every day. Relationships are really important to us, not just with our students, but with our families and the community. This benefits parents and students alike because parents get that involvement within the school. Easily apply online today at redhillsacademy.com.
Let me tell you what T-Spark stands for. It stands for strength, commitment, teamwork, and heart. We don't ever quit until we've got nothing left to give. Our team is unstoppable. Want a guaranteed win? Call T-Spark Enterprises for your next roofing or construction project. We conquer all peaks. TSparkConstruction.com. License number CCC 1331204.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-789-0374 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-789-0374. That's 800-789-0374. What do you have to lose? Call 800-789-0374. Again, 800-789-0374.
There's fun to be had every night at the Corner Pocket. Take home prizes on Trivia Tuesdays and Beer Bingo Thursdays. And kickstart your weekend with Martini Fridays. Plus, happy hour runs every weekday and game day specials every time the Noles take the field. Watch all the best games at the Corner Pocket's Vegas wall, featuring 560 inches of flat screen TV heaven.
Oh, really?
The best food, the best drinks, and the best place to watch all the games. Tallahassee loves the Corner Pocket.
The Jeff Cameron Show, brought to you by Orange Theory Fitness. 2 Tallahassee locations, Midtown on Thomasville Road and Northside in the Village Common Shopping Center. Online at orangetheoryfitness.com.
I'll get to that in a moment. Yeah, ouch.
Get down or lay down is lucky.
Midnight, Sunday, a variety of Warchant folks gathering to celebrate and get into what will be padded football practices. Special live show only on Warchant TV at the stroke of midnight. That is technically, I guess, Monday, August the 1st. So we welcome you on in for Midnight Madness. Should be fun. A lot of special guests. Look forward to it. I'll make an appearance. Tom makes an appearance. Everybody's making an appearance. I think we're required to make an appearance.
Oh, well, I volunteered. I don't know about you.
I was required.
Careful with the Palomas on a Sunday night.
I don't. Sundays aren't my days to get. That's your day. That's your day. That's
It
my day.
is.
That's not
It
my
is.
day.
Yeah.
Saturdays are my day.
Hopefully, well, we'll see. This is a rare season, though, man. We get 5 days of college football to watch, like 5 Saturdays for Nole fans, media, whoever.
Yeah.
We get a chance
We're
to watch the whole slate.
uninterrupted, yeah.
Unabated to the football.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I wish that would be Saturday night, Ryan. Get down a lay down road. I was peeing on a magnolia bush and got stung in the face by wasps. Swelled my eyes shut. That's a toughie.
I'm glad they went the long way, man.
Yeah.
There were some targets closer to the ground, so that's actually pretty lucky.
My wife got stung last week, and she got mad at me because I laughed. She did. She did. She got mad. She was out in the driveway.
What kind of laugh was it? Was it a hearty belly laugh, or was it like a ha ha?
It was kind of because of her reaction. I was doing some work out front, and she was doing some stuff by the driveway, and then I heard her go, "Ouch!" And she said something funny about the thing that stung her. She called it a name, and she was clearly perturbed, and that made me laugh. And so I turned, and she's like, "It got me. Come look at the middle of my back. I think this thing just stung me." And I was chuckling. She's like, "It's not funny."
One of the funniest things I ever saw, my mom used to walk the municipal golf course near us in Clearwater, the Chichi Rodriguez course. And she would take like old school salted peanuts, unsalted peanuts, like the big ones you get at the ballpark, and feed the squirrels. They loved her. So like she'd go there and
they did.
Oh, yeah. So they got smart. They would open up her golf bag while she was on the green, and they would take the bag and
They're
run
like,
with
we
it.
got this.
So one time she caught a squirrel doing that. It bit her on the finger.
What the hell is going on?
Latched onto her finger. She flapped the squirrel, so the tail's going everywhere. It goes up in the air. It looks like a club head cover, and it comes down, runs away. We had to go to the ER because she was bleeding all over the place.
Good God
Last time she fed
almighty.
the squirrels.
Yeah.
But what we found out is you can't get rabies from a squirrel, and this lends itself to the Seminole headlines.
Yeah, to Corey. Yeah.
They have to bleed on you because they don't have saliva glands, so they can't give you rabies
You know
by biting.
way too much about squirrels. That's awesome.
Well, that one particular.
That one, yeah.
And it was hilarious. When it was all okay, I was like, wasn't that hilarious? Because the squirrel just was flopping up in the air. What the hell just happened?
He was
to me?
like, I want the peanuts. Probables, dude. Let's do it. Let's get after it. Here we go.
It's time for, how you say, with the pitching, probables?
So my Pirates trailed 8-2 going into the 9th last night against Director Matthews' Phillies. Final score 8-7. I was frustrated. Did you see that?
No. That's unfortunate.
Scored 5 in the 9th to get a brother's hopes up. Orioles, Reds. Kyle Bradish, Mike Minor, Mets, Marlins, Chris Bassett, Sandy Alcantara. You can never avoid him.
So they started him on Sunday, apparently, coming out of the break.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks a lot. You don't want an extra turn with Sandy? You a-holes?
We faced him and led 2-0 into the 7th and lost 3-2 after he was removed from the game. Oh, I was so mad.
He should have been a Friday, Wednesday. This is BS.
Cardinals, Nats, Miles Mikolas.
Yes?
Annabelle Sanchez. Annabelle Sanchez is still in the league? Didn't that joker start in like 2000?
Eric Burns was safe at first for his no-hitter.
Man. Phillies, Pirates. How's Bailey Fulton? Not good? A little shaky.
Bailey.
Jose Quintana's been good for us, man. That creep can roll. We're due to trade him any minute. Royals, Yankees, and I mean that in a good way. I mean, you got him for that reason. He's had a good year. Chris Bubik, Garrett Cole. Tigers, Blue Jays, Brian Garcia, Alec Manoah. Guardians, Rays, Shane Bieber and Jeffrey Springs. Brewers, Red Sox, good game here. Brandon Woodruff, Austin Davis, just in terms of the matchup. D-backs, Braves, Madison Bumgarner, Kyle Wright. Mariners, Astros, Robbie Ray!
Hey!
Okay, can we just all admit there's no way in hell Justin Verlander is not using steroids? What is going on?
He learned from, what's his name?
The Astros?
Well, them, but I mean, didn't they get the guy from the Cubs for a while?
Yeah.
The lifter. Jake Arrieta.
Yeah.
Yeah. He passed on what he learned.
Justin Verlander's 13-3 with a 1.86. Fresh off of Tommy John. Come on, man. A's, White Sox. If he's not on anything, I feel terrible because he's worked his ass off, obviously. But, I mean, what are we doing?
Steroids suck, but Kate Upton uses the syringe, so it's all right.
Good life. A's, White Sox, James Capri and Lance Lynn. Dodgers, Rockies, Julio Urias and Jad Cool. Rangers, Angels, Martin Perez, Patrick Sandoval. Twins, Padres, Joe Ryan, Blake Snell. Twins have kind of just buzzed under the radar. You kind of
they're just there.
Just there, yeah. Cubs, Giants, Marcus Stroman, Alex Cobb, and that is a look at those that shall reside on the bone. What were you going to say?
Until further notice, you should probably, unless they improve over the deadline, just play the over on Twins games. Every time.
No pitching?
Yeah, it's like 6-6 every game.
All right, well, there you
They
go.
will
We're about
surrender a
time.
lead. Yeah.
Big Daddy J is making the return here really soon, and it's time for, I mean, I know Red Russian's kind of tough given the situation in the Ukraine, but, I mean,
what are the odds?
I think most people get it. I mean, we're not actually celebrating Russia. So it's a bet.
Yeah.
What are you
With
gonna
the
do?
Soviet anthems, given that they're trying to, re-annex the whole thing, get the band back together, play the hits. It's kind of rough.
I'm kind of frustrated, by the way. I wanted to get in some wagering here, maybe for the weekend market, but I will tell you this. Let's do a little checky poo here on my let's see how we're doing.
You need a graphic for that, the checky poo.
The checky poo on my golf lineups for the weekend. I've just been steady making money in these golf lineups. Oh, looks like I'm winning a little case here today, boys.
Time for a little checky poo.
Checky poo says that my team of Maverick McNeely, Sahith Thagala, Davis Riley, Cameron Tringale, Siwoo Kim, and Pendrith, who, by the way, is tied for first.
Sounded like you're doing probables for the World Baseball Classic.
I took Pendrith, by the way, a Canadian that nobody's ever heard of, and he's in first in that tournament at the Rocket Mortgage. This guy has him on the roster. I'm currently in line to win some money. You guys, when you get down on your knees tonight and pray to the good Lord, you tell him Jeff Cameron needs to win this weekend. I want Jeff to win his gambling bet. Have a great weekend, everybody. Be good.